I am so excited to be participating in a Halloween Movie Madness Challenge hosted by Annie Jones. Annie is so sweet, funny, and kind, and I visit her almost every night as she crafts live, and I love to go back and watch some of her old stuff. Her co-host is Crafty Leanie, and she is an excellent crafter as well. Both of these ladies are very talented, and their channels as well as playlists to be listed in the description box down below. I highly encourage you to check them out. Now this frame I thrifted for about $2 at Salvation Army, and I love the whole shape of it, the bulk of it, and being square and like a shadow box. And so I took this black foam core board that I had gotten at Dollar Tree, and I measured out the center and just cut out the foam core board to match the size. After trimming it up to fit, I then decided to paint my frame. At first I was going to leave it in the brown because I liked it, but the front of it looked kind of beat up. So I just did one coat of black, and like in the corners and the edges you could still see a little bit of that brown, and it gave it a look of natural distressing, I thought. I used the Waverly chalk paint and ink. And like I said, I just did one coat, and I didn't worry too much about total coverage because I did like that warm color to come through. But if it had been looking good, I would have left it. But for my picture, I think it ended up better being painted anyway. And once I finished painting, I just dried it with my hair dryer before moving on to the next step of my picture. Now, I absolutely love peanuts. And we're not much of a Halloween people, and we really didn't celebrate Halloween much. I don't mind the cutesy stuff so much, but I just adore Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Linus, the whole crew. So I am going to do the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown for my project. And it wasn't quite wide enough, so I just cut the edges off of a second picture to make it fit the whole board. And I wished I had printed out a few more pictures, and I got these free images. I just Googled Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown and I found it. But if I had printed more pictures, I could have made the sky as well. And I had thought about it, but when I put my Mod Podge down, it looked just like the sky, but of course the Mod Podge dried clear. And I just Mod Podged and laid it down. And once my Mod Podge dried, I just trimmed off the excess paper and popped it into my frame. And I didn't even have to hold it in there. It was nice and snug. And then I took they're fairy lights, but they were for poster board, and I had gotten them for a previous project. And you'll see my little fall sign. That's because the stick that came with the lights so that you could poke it into your board was there, so I had used it for my fall sign. but you poke a hole and you stick your lights through the poster board. And so I made the starry sky with those lights. I taped down the wiring of the lights with just Scotch tape to, keep them in place. And then I took a pumpkin and I cut it in half and painted it. I didn't have any more of the smaller orange pumpkins, and I had a white one, so I cut it in half. And of course I thought I recorded all of this, but apparently I moved my video over to photo and just took a picture of it instead. But all I did was just paint it with orange mixed with a little bit of truffle and just highlighted it with some truffle. And I just, like I said, they're styrofoam. I just sliced them in half. And now I'm going to hot glue them onto the frame at the bottom. I did go ahead and paint the sliced part in case it was hanging off of the frame and you could see it. And I took some leaves I had, and I just cut little bitty leaves for the pumpkins to go on top of the pumpkins. So now I'm gluing down my pumpkins. And I add the stem. The stem came out of the top of the pumpkin, so I added it to one of them. Of course, you couldn't split it down, it was plastic. But I took a skewer and broke off a piece of it and painted it brown and used it for a stem in the other pumpkin. And now I'm gluing my little leaves all around and on top of my pumpkins and on the edge of the frame. I think it turned out so cute and adorable. Like I said, I love the peanuts. And here it is hung up. I think it's so cute. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And until next time, bye.